I am ridiculously old and decrepit. Like, I'm an ancient old bat. I'm like the turtle that Atreyu goes to see in the Never-Ending Story.
Wow, that's really old.
That's old.
It is old. What's wrong? What happened to you?
I went to judo class tonight.
Oh.
And judo class is very fun. I like judo. It's cool. We were doing grip practice. Before we were doing more self-defense sort of stuff. And now we're doing some this week we did some actual judo moves that you would use in the tournament. So if you're actually going to go and compete in judo as a sport, some of the stuff that you would do. Lots of grip, lots of grabbing, and dude, I gripped too much. Because now my arms are like ridiculously weak. I was driving home and I couldn't grip the steering wheel of the car. I was driving with my hands rested upon it, and like it's all up here in the elbow. Killing me, bro. Killing me. I'm so old and decrepit.
Yeah, I know. My hands.
Yeah.
Like, because I was punching. I was on Tuesday night throwing leather. And my hands get sore and like I can't grip all the way because it's like, especially on my left hand. My right hand, it's not as bad, but I still feel it. But I can feel it like on the outset of the hand, kind of coming in. It's just it's sore and tender from punching so much, and so
killer, bro.
Oh, I know,
killer.
Yeah,
you got to get out of that striking stuff, man. That striking stuff will kill you.
Oh,
it'll destroy your hands. It'll destroy your joints. It's just awful.
My joints are already destroyed.
Turn your brains into jello.
I did get popped in the side of the head.
Did you?
I took a. Yeah. Well, what happened was I hadn't sparred in like a month.
Right.
I didn't spar in like a month, and so we had a new kid there, and then the new kid, he put me with first because I'm really good with the new ones. I let him hit me and everything.
Yeah.
You know, and so just so they've never hit anybody. It's funny because I didn't know how good if the kid had done anything. He looked athletic, and so I just I tested him out. I gave him a 1-2. Then I popped him 1-2. Then I came with a hook and hit him in the side of the head. And I go, I got to go easy on this kid. He didn't know what he was doing. So I did 1, 2, 3, popped him pretty hard. And I go, I'm going to back off a little bit. And then he just was like afraid to swing. And I just told him, I said, hey, man. David looked at him. I go, just go ahead and swing. Give me a jab. Throw a jab out. He threw a jab. I took in the forehead. Yeah. No problem. Him, I went with another dude, a younger kid, and pretty easy, He's been there a while, so if he can catch me, he can hit me, but he can't catch me.
Yeah.
And but then I went with a kid that's basically like a black belt in Taekwondo, and loves to strike, loves to swing hard, and I got him a couple times. He caught me a couple times. He caught me pretty good on the right ear, but it's because I overswung and I went too far. Like I hooked and I overswung. And I was off balance, and I took a step to the left, and I was like, dang it, I know exactly what's coming. Because every time someone ever turns their back on me, I beat the crap out of them. I will come, I'll punch in the side of the head, and I took one on the side of the ear, and I was like, meh. Yeah. But for me, whenever I get hit.
Ring your bell.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love getting hit. I don't know what it is, but like when I do get hit, I jump right back in. I'm like, let's go. Let's ride.
It's masochism, bro. That's what it is.
I don't know. It makes me. It reminds me I'm still alive.
Problems.
You think? I could have told you that without getting hit.
That's nobody's surprised here. Everybody's on board with that. They all know what's going on.
Yeah. Everybody's like, yeah. David's always like, yeah. No one likes to get hit, dude. He said it because one of the kids like, man, I really don't like getting hit. And David's like, yeah, no one likes to get hit. And I kind of looked at him. He's like, well, except for Justin. I kind of like it because, like I said, it just. I don't know. Reminds me I'm alive.
Yeah, you're so calloused by the pain and suffering you've experienced in this world.
Pain and suffering alive. I need to get punched in the face just to know I'm alive.
Just to know something still works.
That's right.
Terrible.
Like an old rugged man. Just trying to remind myself of my youth. Punch in the head kind of reminds me of that. Well, welcome to the show, everybody. That's right. It's your two favorite facially blessed individuals aiming to misbehave on this night. That's right. It is the goats of podcasting, the two bearded preachers. We are here and we are ready to have a good time. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight.
Justin, I think tonight we should talk about growing old, judo, jiu-jitsu, death. Maybe talk to the real man American a little bit, and then let's wrap everything up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He called again. Oh, I love it when the real man American calls. It's always going to be a joy.
Me too. He's a funny guy, and also he's like a paragon of manliness, which is great for us to listen to and talk to a little bit.
It is great for us to listen to, but also we attract manliness, because we are so manly. So
I'm not sure if it works that way, but that's great. And
whatever,
maybe we'll discuss a little bit about why it's difficult to be a pastor these days. Maybe we'll talk about that too.
Let's do it. I like it. I like it.
Hit it up.
Let's roll. Jonas was in class, and Jonas is a monster. Like he goes out there and he just wreaks havoc on everybody. Like he's not the strongest, but he's the smartest, and he'll choke you out. He'll armbar you. Like his favorite is the armbar right now. He uses the armbar like left and right. And he got one armbar on yesterday. But everything else he was struggling. Like he just was not himself. He almost got choked out like twice. He just wasn't himself. And I looked at him afterwards, like, dude, what were you doing? Because he was trying to pull him into this guard, but he wasn't doing a very good job at it. And so I was like, dude, what were you doing? He's like, I don't know. And I was like, that's it. When we're getting home, you're getting a lesson from Dad. And we just went at it for like 30 minutes. And I was showing him stuff. I was like, do this. And I'm like, dude, if you want to pull him into your guard, actually pull him into your guard. Because he wasn't wrapping him up or anything. I was like, man, you got to wrap him up. And I made him wrap me up. And I'm down. And I go, and I'm like, and I just take my hand and I just put it right on his face. I just cover his mouth and everything. And he's like, what are you doing? I take my forearm and I rub it against his face. Yeah. And he's like, what are you doing? I was like, dude, when you need to do this. Don't be afraid to be in their guard because they don't know what they're going to do. Put your hand right on their mouth, okay? And put your elbow right in their throat. And no lie. And we're like I'm rolling around with him. And he's actually give the kid like another 3 years and he's going to be big enough to where he and I can actually roll together. Yeah. He's getting huge, dude. He's freaking huge. But we're like rolling around and I got him in my guard. He takes his freaking forearm, puts it on my face and just goes, and then he takes his hand and covers my mouth with it. And I'm like, that's my boy. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. You cover that air supply. No air supply for you. All right. I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. And I was so happy. Because it's not illegal actually to do that in jiu-jitsu. Yeah. But it's a little dirty. It's a little dirty.
So they're teaching your son the appropriate etiquette in a sport for gentlemen, jiu-jitsu, and you're teaching them how to get nasty and fight dirty. Is that about right?
It's, like I said, it's not dirty.
It's legal. Not dirty. It's legal. It's legal.
Here's the deal. David teaches me it. But he doesn't teach the little ones that. And I'm all like, you put your hand on his mouth. You hear me? You just put your hand on his mouth. Yeah. You put your elbow in you put your forearm in his throat. I was like, that's what you do. He's like, oh, okay. I can do that. I'm like, yeah, dude, totally legal. But David doesn't tell him that because it's the kids. It's the youth class. Yeah. Me, I'm all like, this is what you do. I'm the one that taught Jonas how to do the armbar.
You're a bad influence.
I taught Jonas and Toby arm bars. Like David taught him, rear nakeds and the guillotine. Taught him a lot of the chokes and everything. I taught him the arm bars, and I taught him the arm bars, the triangle choke. Yeah, those are the ones I taught him. And he's been using the arm bar like crazy. So yeah, I'm pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
Oh, you're a bad person, Justin. No good.
You want to hear? You want to hear a fail as parenting real quick?
I'm pretty sure I just did, but yeah. Give me the other one. No. Just kidding. I'm sure that's fine. I'm sure it's okay.
You're gonna love the twist on. This is a dad fail twist.
Oh,
dad fail twist. I'm gonna throw you for a twist here in the end. Okay. Here it is.
Great.
Go to Dollar Tree, and the kids are all like, "Hey, can we get these toy foam nunchucks?" And you're like,
seems legit.
Sounds like a great idea. Mm-hmm. So you buy Cheetos, like 4 bags of Cheetos, big old cheese puffs, and nunchucks for your kids. And you get in the car, and they're just beating the crap out of each other. Fucking nunchucks and everything. You're just like, bam, bam, bam. And you immediately think to yourself, this is a dad fail right here.
No.
This is a dad fail. I probably should not have bought them nunchucks. No. Well, they're just beating the crap out of each other.
Yeah.
Ready for the twist?
But they're foam.
They're foam. Yeah. But are you ready for the twist?
Yeah, I'm ready for the twist.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. No. Faye did it. It's a mom fail.
Mom fail?
Bam. Bam! You like? Was that a good twist?
It is. I don't know if we should be publicizing mom fails this close to Mother's Day. It's a dangerous game. Dangerous game you're playing there, feller.
You know what I'm doing on Mother's Day?
No.
I'm towing the line on Mother's Day big time.
Really? Doing what?
You know all those videos where you do interviews with kids about their moms and you ask them questions and they say funny and or embarrassing things?
Yeah, and you play it in church.
Yeah, it's cute, isn't it?
Yeah.
You play it in church? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to do that. We're going to do that. Except
Adults.
It's going to be live.
Live? Okay. Do you have a dump button? Do you have a dump?
No.
Because you never know what a kid's going to say, man. You might want to figure out how to get a dump.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Well, we're going to have adults holding the microphones. We're going to have adults holding the microphones. And if it goes too bad, we're going to pull it away.
All right. Because you're going to know before that kid drops an F-bomb at church. Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day. You guys have seen all those. That's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to say, you guys have seen all those videos of kids, talking and, doing interviews about moms for Mother's Day and everything like that. Well, we're going to do that right now. Except we're going to do it live. Because what can go wrong?
What can go wrong? Are you going to have the kids go up there on the stage? You're going to hand them a microphone? Or is this going to be projected onto the screens live? No, I'm going to be sitting on the stage, and all the kids are going to be there with me, kind of sitting on the ground, sitting on the stage, and then we're going to have 2 people one person on each side with a mic. Mm-hmm. I'm going to ask a question, and then, kids raise their hand, and then they'll answer them. Yeah. So kids say the darndest things is what you're going for. Live, right. I do that every week. We have a children's message every week. And every week, Leon or myself or somebody goes up there and interacts with the kids in the church service. And wouldn't you know it if my son doesn't say the craziest nonsense every single time. Really? It's ridiculous. Yes, it's funny. But it's kind of ridiculous crazy. Nonsense. Yeah. Well, Dave, he thrives on accuracy. So if something's a little bit off or not clearly stated or precisely stated, he might say something like, well, actually, blah, blah, blah. It reminds me of somebody else I know. I don't know who it could be. I can't quite put my finger on it. I don't know if I can put my finger right on it. Are you saying that he gets this from Leia? No. I'm really I don't know. I don't know who it is, but he sounds so familiar, like somebody else I know, and I'm trying to put my finger on it. Not that finger, Martin. Okay. Gotcha. Can't quite put my finger on it. Yeah, he gets it from me. I'm a terrible person. I'm a bad influence. And my son takes after me in being overly critical. And it comes out in the church service. And it's usually pretty funny. And there's some other kids there that are wild and crazy. And they'll just say nutty stuff, which is hilarious. Yeah, it's funny all the time. Well, that's good stuff. Like our kids, I've got one. Jonas is just he's super sweet, the nicest kid in the whole entire world. And then I got Toby, who's a total sarcastic punk that likes to mess with people and everything like that. Yeah. So obviously Jonas takes after me, and Toby takes after his mother. Yeah, that sounds right. Sounds about right, doesn't it? Sounds exactly right. It's okay. Faye doesn't listen to this. It's all good. No, she don't listen to this. She's actually probably listening right now, and she's probably like, you freaking turd. I'll get a text message here in about 2 seconds. I'll get a text message. Be like, you better straighten up. That better get edited out. You watch yourself. So. So.
You doing good, man? You've been busy, huh?
Dude, it's been crazy. Bringing Leon on.
Faye just texted me, "You're a turd." She just texted me, "You're a turd."
Bringing Leon on, he's got a real high op tempo, right? He gets excited about a project. He wants to run with it. He wants to knock it out, and he wants to get And so we got multiple projects going on right now.
Yeah,
and it's just a much higher op tempo than I'm used to. Because when I'm doing a project, I like to say, "Let's do this project. Let's do this one, and let's get it all knocked out, and then we'll move on to the next one." But we got multiples going on right now. And that has its effect on me. And I got that going on, and I've got stuff with collecting up stuff with the mortgage going on, collecting up stuff, trying to spend time down at the farm, doing some work on the house, that sort of thing, getting everything geared up to do a unit of clinical pastoral education. I'm doing that, and I'm trying to do judo. And it's just multiple things all at the same time. So we have the increased op tempo at work, which is a good thing. I mean, my op tempo is probably a little too slow. So it's a good thing that Leon's there to sort of help me pump it up a little bit. Those are rookie numbers, man. You got to pump those numbers up. We got to pump those numbers, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Honestly, dude, I am in the same, my numbers in one area of your area, or we're tied in numbers, but I'm beating you in the other numbers. Like we talked about this, and I'm really surprised that we're tied in one numbers, and I'm beating you. I mean, I'm not surprised I'm beating you in the other numbers, but
right. So we're tied in the number of funerals that we've done this year. We're tied there.
Or, that kind of stuff. We're tied
that
there.
We're working through deaths.
Yeah.
And you're ahead of me in births, and you're surprised that we're tied on the deaths. I'm gearing up though, man.
I thought you had. You got a few coming.
I don't know that we have. We don't have any imminent.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't have anybody in hospice right now, but over the next 10 years, I got a good 15, 20 people that are going to go.
I'll tell you what, man.
Just math, though. That's just math.
That's just
I don't want them to go.
I'll tell you what,
but this is
no, I don't either.
It's just the way of the world.
You know what? I'll say it this way, because there is, and I know people like this is going to sound super morbid and everything like that, but there is something very beautiful about death.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Christian faith, there is something that's absolutely beautiful and gorgeous about it, and like and it happens every time when I am around somebody that has, walked the faith, lived the faith, and they're closing in on receiving their reward and going to be with Jesus. Like I've been around it, and there's just something absolutely beautiful about it. Like I've had some, like in the last 2 weeks, I had like a couple of experiences where I was just like, this is absolutely amazing, and I'm the kind of guy that I don't like hospitals, I used to struggle with it big time. I don't really struggle with it now. I'm very comfortable in the hospital setting. I'm very comfortable in any of those types of settings, and I'm comfortable when it comes to, deaths, when people that are dying and everything, I'm very comfortable with it. Yeah. But I tell you what, it's just, I literally walk away just saying, this is the most beautiful thing in the world, and like, birth is absolutely beautiful. It is so beautiful, but there is something beautiful about death when it comes to the Christian faith. And for somebody that looks at you and goes, man, I can't wait to be with Jesus, and it's just like I got emotional this last week, dude. I got so emotional. Like they said that to me. They're like, I can't wait to see Jesus, and I can't wait. And like, I'm just sitting there going, gosh, this is amazing. Like you've lived such a rich life, and you have been so walking in your faith so much that you were just like, you were anticipating and you were waiting for that moment when you see him. It's just something so beautiful. And I think like guys like me and I'm going to be 40 this year. Yeah. And so I still think I'm relatively young. Honestly, I feel like I'm in my prime. That's what I feel like.
I'm going to be in my prime right before I die. I mean, that's when I'm going to be producing my best work.
Every age is going to be my prime because I'm older and wiser and better looking, whatever.
Tomorrow is better than today, bro. It's a continual improvement process. That's what's going on.
I'm super optimistic right now in life and everything. And so, but anyways, I see that and I'm like, like when we were younger, man, I just couldn't do that and everything. I just couldn't do that. I couldn't do death. I was scared of it and everything. Mm-hmm. And it's not something that scares me now, especially when you're around. When you're around and you're like holding hands with somebody that's like saying, "I'm ready to go see Jesus." When you're holding hands with somebody and you're praying with them and you're taking communion with them, it is one of the most encouraging things I've ever seen in my entire life. And so it is a beautiful thing.
There's a beauty to that quiet calm of the person who's prepared and they're ready to go and they're confident. And when you see that confidence, you're just like, wow. I hope that when my time comes that I can face it with the quiet, calm confidence and joy that some folks I've seen had. So, I mean, when you're talking with somebody, I was talking with a feller who's passed on this year. I go to visit him. He was in hospice. I go and visit with him, and I talk to him, and I'm getting ready to go, and I'm like, what can I pray for you about? And his prayer was that he could go home.
Yep.
But he didn't mean his home back in Elabel. No, he didn't mean that.
Nope.
He was ready to go home to be with the Lord. When my time comes, that's what I want to be able to do. I want to be able to say, you want to pray for me to have the best possible thing happen to me. And that would be for me to move on to glory. Get on with it.
I prayed that, I prayed that 3 times this year so far. 3 times, and I'm like, and there's a part of me, like, it's part of me that goes, when I'm asked to pray that, and I'm either asked to pray that by the individual,
by the family,
or by the family. The family will ask you to pray that. When I was younger, it was a very weird feeling. Mm-hmm. It was a very, like, I didn't like doing it. Mm-hmm. I felt like there was just something. I felt like there was something wrong about it, and I think that's like, I think that's natural. I think it's natural for people to kind of feel like, oh, there's something wrong with praying this, Mm-hmm. But as I get older and I've been around it more, and I've seen it, and I've seen, like, and it's not, it's peace, but the ones that have asked me, like, now I'll admit, I've had people that were just like super depressed going, I just want to go. I've been around that too. Mm-hmm. But like this last week, what encouraged me the most was they were excited. I was just like, I was so amazed at that. Like, they were excited, Martin. Like, and they were just like when they talked about going to be with Jesus, like, she's going to die soon. And she's frail. But when she started talking about heaven, she started talking about Jesus, she lit up. She was as bright as the sun. And I was like, the excitement in her, I was just like, this is intoxicating. This is amazing. And it just, for me, I was like, this is the beauty of the Christian faith, is what this is right here.
Yeah. I was reading something recently, and I forget where it was, but it said that one of the main jobs of the pastor is to train people to die well, is to prepare them to do that thing that you witnessed this week.
Yeah.
Prepare them in such a way that they are eagerly anticipating, getting impatient about moving on to their reward, about dying.
Yeah.
They're impatient. They're ready. They're ready to see what's next, to see what's coming. Yeah. Because we have these ideas about what it is to be caught up to Abraham's bosom, or to be with the Lord in paradise, or whatever. But we don't really know what it's going to be like.
It's an adventure.
It is an adventure.
It's the next step. And that's the thing. It's when, for somebody that's in the Christian faith, it is like, that's the part that, and this is the part we always forget. And I'm notorious for this too. Just thinking that this is the best there is. This is the best there could ever be, right here on this earth. And the truth is, like, when it comes to what we believe and what we teach, that is absolutely not. It is nowhere close to the
opposite.
best.
It's the opposite.
Exactly.
This is, who said it? If you're in Christ, then what you experience in this world is the only bit of hell that you'll ever experience.
Oh.
And the converse is so terrible.
Profound.
Yeah. If you're outside of Christ, this life is the only bit of heaven that you'll ever experience.
Oh, wow.
Crazy, huh? When you stop and think about it.
Uh-huh.
It's just Florida.
That is legit right there. We need to. I need to find out who that's by because
we gotta look that
that's
up.
some good stuff. that's getting blogged pretty soon right there.
Oh,
that's a good one.
Get it and go with it.
I'm gonna get that. My next blog, The Beauty of Death.
Welcome to Intermission. Yeah, intermission.
I didn't realize how many songs and albums Dave Matthews actually had. But it is delightful. I absolutely love it. I could listen probably to Dave Matthews for like 4 or 5 days straight. And with the collection they have on there. I'm like, it's
You're going
amazing.
right back into the 90s, man, like a champion.
I love it.
I like Dave Matthews.
Even his new stuff sounds like the 90s.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I think it does at least.
Gonna have to go back and listen to some of that.
I think I like it. So I was a Dave Matthews fan. Yeah.
I like Dave Matthews, and I don't care what you all think.
Yeah. Yeah. And I realize some of his lyrics are questionable, but I don't care. It's amazing. I love his voice, and he's a great guitar player. So there.
Hike up your skirt a little more, buddy.
Yeah.
Show your world to me.
Show your world to me.
That's the only
That's
bad
the only questionable verse you know
that I know. Yeah, I'm sure there's more, but I can't.
There's plenty more. There's plenty more.
It's like,
they're very cryptic, though. Yeah, they're very cryptic. So
that's how I like my filthy lyrics. Cryptic.
I like my filthy lyrics cryptic. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm sitting there listening. I'm like, they say that, but is that what that really means? I think it might.
Is that dirty? I don't know. Is it dirty? Maybe.
I feel a little dirty listening to it.
Yeah. If you feel dirty after you listen to it, it's probably bad.
Good call.
It's probably dirty.
All right. So, well, here, Martin, listen. Papa Justin just wants to say to you, all right, because I know you've been stressed out lately, okay? But Papa Justin just wants to say, everything's going to be all right, okay?
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
It's going to be all right, Martin. It's going to be all right. Just
wonderful.
Yeah, just relax. Go with the flow. You're doing great, all right? You got a good guy there to help you out and everything with Leon. His beard's looking fantastic. I'm very proud of him.
Oh, yeah.
And just, you're doing good stuff, bud. You're going to be fine.
Dude, that sound booth that he built?
Yeah.
It is like the bridge of the Enterprise, dude. It is awesome. You got this big soundboard in front of you with all these lights and buttons. It's got the buttons where you press the button and all the sliders move to the pre-programmed locations. I don't know what any of that does, but I think it's cool that it's moving it all. And it's got this big touch screen to control all the video projectors and that sort of stuff.
Oh, you got that going, huh?
Yeah, so he's got like it's a one-man show to operate it all. But because there's so many pre-programmed things in it, it's not like overwhelming. It's really cool.
Are you video recording your sermons now?
Not yet, but the PC that got built for this system will be able to handle with a couple of modular things to add on. Mm-hmm. It'll be able to handle that without like a processor upgrade or RAM upgrades or video card upgrades. It's got all that stuff in it.
You thinking about going Mevo or what?
I don't know. I'm not a tech guy, so I'm just going to and Leon is, and he's installed all these different kind of systems for churches before. So he's familiar with the necessary software and the necessary hardware and the kind of results that you can get and how to operate it all.
That's really important, knowing how to operate this stuff.
When we're ready for all that stuff, I'm just going to let him take care of it. Because like I can say what kind of results I want it to be like, but I don't know how to get to that result. And he knows how to get to that result.
And you use words like, listen, I don't want it to be crappy. Okay, like whatever it is, don't make it crappy. And he's all like, all right, I got you, man.
Yeah. It should be awesome.
That's like
That's what we're going for.
I want it to be awesome and not crappy. And he's like, oh, is that it? Yeah. Like, you know, like real crappy stuff you see? I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be the opposite of that. Yeah. Not crappy. Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's pretty cool. The system will enable us to do a lot of neat things that we've not been able to do before. So.
Okay. Yeah. Here's the deal, though. Whenever you guys get ready, like, is this your first week of it being in?
This Sunday will be the first week, but we're not going to hit it hard with all the capabilities. We're going to ease the congregation in. Going to ease them in. Okay.
Martin, this is what I want you to do.
Yeah.
At the very beginning of the service, I want you to look at Leon, because Leon's probably going to be running it, right?
No, he will have trained somebody to run it.
Here's the deal.
He's already been working on that.
I want you to look at him. Whoever's running it, I want you to look at him and just go, engage. All right? That's what I want you to say. Engage. All right? Like Jean-Luc Picard, I want you to be like, engage.
Exactly.
You know? That's a pretty good Jean-Luc Picard right there.
It's very nice. It's very nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at impersonations. So,
hey, we had a call in, didn't we?
Yeah. I heard that we got a call.
Yeah,
but you never sent it to me. Okay, and I'm like wondering how bad this call is that we got. No, you never sent it to me. So is it like I'm going cold into this one? Let's go cold. I want to go cold.
Hey, this is a real man American.
He's back.
You know, I've been listening to all y'all's podcasts from the beginning. And, you know, I really enjoy those dad feels.
Dad feels.
They always make me chuckle. Well, I got a dad feel of my own this week. See, I took my 3-year-old shooting last weekend. And he was shooting his brand new AR-15 at 300 yards. Well, he only hit 9 out of 10 of the targets. I felt like I failed him. But you know what? Unlike you, Martin, I took care of it right away. Okay. And we sat there for the next 4 hours until my son could hit 10 out of 10 of the neighbor's chickens. And that, sir, is how you turn a dad fail into a dad win. Y'all be good. This is Real Man American signing out. God bless.
Man.
Dude, I love that guy.
The Real Man awesome. American is so manly. That guy is...
He's so manly. He's so American, too.
He is. You know, when my son was 3 years old, I did not take him shooting. I didn't take him shooting until he was like 8 years old. I feel like such a failure. I'm 5 years late. And even then,
Jonas still hasn't... Yeah, Jonas still hasn't gone shooting. He's 9. So
he's 9 and he hasn't gone shooting? Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm a little behind. Toby, on the other hand, he's going to shoot. He's going to shoot probably the next year. So
yeah?
Yeah. Oh, gosh. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
300 yards.
300 yards? 9 out of 10. I don't want to say nothing about how the Real Man American raises his kids, but I think that's a pretty good average for taking your 3-year-old shooting. I think your 3-year-old.
Yeah, well, obviously,
yards is solid.
It is. I think it's solid for a 3-year-old, but apparently the Real Man American standards are a little higher than you and I's.
Well,
I'd be happy if my kid hit 1.
Yeah, he is the Real Man American. He isn't like us, just sort of jokers and smokers and whatnot. He's the real deal.
He's the real man. Yeah, he is. Yeah. Well, and you know what? Let this be a lesson to us, Martin. And, you know, we need to hold our kids to higher standards.
I think that is the lesson. We're not pushing them hard enough.
Yeah. Like, for example, when Jonas chokes another kid out, you don't let go when he taps. Like, maybe that's the Real Man American way, right?
Maybe he should continue choking.
Yeah, maybe he should go until,
Tagatoshi, when he's doing the Tagatoshi throw, maybe he shouldn't pull to keep the kid from hitting the ground too hard. Maybe he should try and push that kid into the core of the planet. Maybe he should
drop an elbow in when you go down with him.
Take him straight down. Go straight into an arm bar once he's down. Oh. Don't let go of the grip. Go straight into. Forget the pin. Look, pin will get you a point in judo. But so will a submission. So why don't you go straight for the submission and forget that stupid pin? You don't need that.
You don't need a point. You need a win.
Yeah. Right. So
maybe with Toby, I'll be like, whenever he makes fun of like the teacher or whatever, I'm like, listen, because like I guess he like likes to make fun of the teachers at times and messes with the teachers that aren't his teacher. They're other teachers that know Toby because of Faye. Right. So Toby likes to mess with them, and maybe I say, listen, you don't stop messing with them until they cry. Maybe I should say that.
Continue to mess with them until you've broken their spirit.
You make that 40-year-old man cry. You hear me? You should do that. Yeah, I like that.
I'm pretty sure that in about a year they will be making a 40-year-old man cry. But boom, you see, the joke is that they're going to make you cry. That's
listen. It's not even. Yeah. I'm. First of all, I've learned this from the Real Man American that I'm not supposed to cry. Okay, and so my kids aren't going to see me cry unless it's out of anger. Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to rage cry? Mad. I'm rage cry. I'm so mad I can't help but have a tear come out of my face. So, and then then I'm going to suck it back up. I'm like on the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Nice
movie. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I don't cry. I just work out so hard that my eyes sweat.
Yeah.
That's all. It's not tears. Yeah. It's eye sweat.
Yeah. I work out my emotions so much that my eyes are sweating.
Yeah. I cry a lot.
Yeah. Or the only other time I cry is if like that fart is that bad
or good.
Yeah. Hurts my eyes. Yeah. It's like stings,
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Well, hey, listen, thank you, Real Man American, for calling in, and know that you are always welcome to call in to the Two Bearded Preachers because
absolutely. That's next level child raising.
Yeah, that's next level stuff right there, man. We appreciate it.
Great.
And oh gosh.
Maybe that's
300 yards. 10 out of 10 chickens. He said 10 out of 10 of the neighbor's chickens.
Right. So he stopped with the targets and he moved on to chickens. How many chickens does the neighbor have?
Mind you, a moving target.
Right. So
that's impressive right there.
You're talking
you
about
shoot one of those chickens,
the
rest of them are going all crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He called you out too again. Like this is the second time he's called you out.
I know. I don't understand what the problem is, but obviously he's got some sort of issue with the way I'm doing whatever it is I'm doing. But I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable with disagreement. Okay, I don't feel like I need to prove nothing to no one.
Did he didn't hurt your feelings or anything like that?
Well, I mean, we did pause for a little while so that I could sob uncontrollably. But
I know I wasn't going to say that. Yeah, I wasn't going to tell the audience that. But yeah, you did cry pretty hard after that.
It was only for like 24 minutes. So
yeah, I know. I went to the bathroom. That's a shorter one for me. I made a sandwich. While you were over here crying. I'm sorry. I should have probably consoled you, but I thought to myself, I'm really hungry.
Yeah.
So
that sandwich is pretty important.
And I also thought to myself, what would the Real Man American do? And the answer was, go get a sandwich.
Yeah, he ain't going to do no consoling. It's not necessary.
No. So yeah, if we're going to be more like him, then I think we got to be. That's good stuff right there. That's good stuff. Yeah. So,
yeah.
All right. Good call. Hey, I just read an article by Thom Rainer.
Oh, I listened to his podcast, and I listen to him a lot. Yeah.
You like him?
What did the article say? Well, I mean, it's hit and miss, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, it is hit and miss. I agree with you on that. But
more hit than miss, probably. But not hitting as good as the Real Man American's 3-year-old son with the AR-15 at 300 meters. Not as good as that.
Okay. Here it is. Ready for this? It was 10 reasons it's more difficult to be a pastor today.
Okay, let's hear them.
All right. And I legit agreed. I agreed with pretty much all of these. Okay?
Okay.
All right. The advent of social media.
Okay. Does he explain it a little bit?
Yeah. It's just real brief explanations. All right. It's basically a fishbowl life of a pastor's family is now 24/7.
Yeah. It was already pretty high.
It was already high, but now it's exponential. Podcast pastors. Okay, the pastors that people will go. They used to just have to. We used to just have to compete with guys that
in town,
were on TV and stuff like that on TV. But now there's so many pastors that we get compared to. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, and mind you, he's saying this from a guy who's been in the ministry for a long time, and he's got 3 kids that are in the ministry right now. Okay, three kids. Diminished respect for pastors. There used to be a time when people held the pastoral vocation much higher.
That's kind of weird up here because there is a semblance of that remains, the high regard for the pastor, but you can see generationally that there's definitely a shift. So,
yes.
So I'm with you. I agree.
The demise of program-driven church. He said church solutions were simpler. Churches were more homogenous and pragmatic solutions could be used in almost any context.
Yeah.
The rise of the nuns.
Oh, yeah. No religious officiation.
Yeah. Cultural change. This one, I thought, absolutely, because basically says the pace of changing cultures is breathtaking. And, it happens and it's like, you remember how we would always talk about how like our area that we're in the restoration movement is like, 20 years behind everybody. You know, he's like, basically that's kind of the point, saying it's exceedingly difficult for pastors to stay in current when it comes to the culture at any time.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It becomes a full-time job just keeping up with the culture.
And this last one is bad matches with churches. It says, because today's churches are much more diverse. A pastor who led well in one context may fare poorly in another unless there is a concerted effort to find the right match for a church and a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, how many guys do we know who went from church to church? Fellers that we went to school with have gone from church to church looking for a good match and they can't find it, but they gotta get into something because they gotta work.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to keep your family alive. And what are you trained to do?
And what do they do? A lot of times they take bad matches. They probably should never have gone to them,
right?
Because they're desperate.
Mm-hmm. Because you got to work.
Yeah. Yep.
And that is so challenging because ideally you would want to be able to find a group of people, find a congregation that you could see yourself sticking with for the long haul.
Yeah.
But a lot of guys just aren't able to do that. Mm-hmm. They're just not. They just can't.
There's some guys, and here's the thing: some guys can't do it. There's some guys that just can't. They got to move every 5 years. You know, which I don't get. Because it's not me at all. I'm a set down your roots. Live your life out till you die, and every type of guy. That's the kind of guy I am. But there are guys that, and it's not even because of bad matches. It's just because they just want to move all the time. I think that's
some people get that wanderlust. They want to get around.
Yeah. That's a good word. That's a good one. Wanderlust. That's a good one.
Got to go see new stuff, man. Meet new people.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it, but I understand the appeal of it. Could be fun.
I do too. Could be fun. Yeah. But I thought that was a great article, and I thought it hit home on a lot of those. I was like, yep. So, legit.
Which one of those do you think is the most significant for you?
Oh, I missed one. Apparently I missed one. Mm-hmm. It's leadership expectations. Pastors are expected today to have more leadership and business skills, and we constantly hear from pastors, they didn't teach me that in seminary. I think that's probably been my biggest issue. Is learning, the expectations of what I'm supposed to do. Night and day from what I learned and everything. So,
well, are they your expectations or are they the expectations of the people in your church?
It's the expectations of the people in the church. I didn't know what I was doing when I first became the pastor, and so and then the idea of me having like some semblance of business sense that I didn't know that had to happen. Well, and it's because of these stinking millennials. That's why. They just messed everything up.
You want to blame them for everything, don't you?
I do, because I think it's funny.
Stop it. That's our audience. Stop it. That's who's going to listen. You got to be like, I love these guys. They're the best.
All right, fine.
They're terrific.
I love these guys. They're like the best.
Yes, they're quite. They're quite good.
Yeah.